In Patrick H. Willems' most recent video, he explored the cinematic quality of baseball movies, concluding that the sport is the most cinematic of all team sports. In the 40-minute piece though, he forgets to mention another reason baseball movies are so great.
Whatever, man. I just think baseball movies are neat.
Hi, my name's Rob and welcome to my channel where we explore the wonders of East Asian cinema. Today, the crazy baseball films of Japan. If you watch or consume Japanese media, then you have probably noticed their love of baseball. The sport came across in the Meiji era, but gained even greater popularity during the occupational years following World War II due to the American GI presence in Japan. The sport is now Japan's biggest national sport, hence you can see a ton of great baseball films from Japan. When it comes to sport-orientated narratives though, arguably no medium does it better than manga. And they're not short of them either. For some reason, sport lends itself so well to manga, and as a result, anime as well. I guess because they're just one long tournament arc, and we all love tournament arcs. Out of all the manga to depict the sport though, none has delivered a level of humour, absurdity and craziness like Battlefield Baseball has. And as a result, no film has offered a wilder interpretation of the sport than Yamaguchi's multiple adaptations of the franchise. His first film, aptly named Battlefield Baseball, is also written by the manga creator Gataro Man. The original manga only ran for 3 volumes and is pretty hard to find, so I can't say how accurate the adaptation is. However, it is written by the creator, so any deviation is the original creator's intent anyway. The film focuses on the character of Jubi as he transfers to a new school. He's no ordinary school kid though, he has one mean pitch, so mean that it killed his own father when the two were playing catch. It's safe to say that the film doesn't take itself too seriously then. Upon joining the school, he steps in to stop a gang from bullying a schoolmate, and he challenges him to a game of fighting baseball. Yep, fighting baseball. You're not going to see much baseball in this film, but you are going to see some crazy fight scenes, wild humour, zombie baseball teams, blood, guts, and a lot of violence. And also, a musical number. And that's only the first film. In the second film, titled Dead Ball, Yamaguchi takes the extremity of the first film to its conclusion. Nazis, more blood and guts, prison baseball, mechs, and even a more melodramatic backstory. You really have to see it to believe it. Yamaguchi's films are really a hybrid of the splatterpunk movement and Japan's love of baseball. The splatterpunk movement is made up of films like Tokyo Gore Police and Machine Girl. It's a movement that itself seems like the evolution to the cyberpunk movement, as directors like Nishimura have some crossover with the two movements, and the splatter films of the 80s, films such as the Guinea Pig series. That's because the genre is about splatter effects and hyper gore, but with a punk postmodern self-awareness. In many ways, they feel like the reaction to the new culture of overstimulation, B-movie nostalgia, and the prior J-horror movement, as they take elements of horror and exploitation but ramp it up to 11, leading to comedic conclusions.
These go to 11.
You can actually track the evolution to splatterpunk styles of postmodern horror humour in the films of Takashi Miike, as he himself begins with some serious J-horror films but eventually evolves into this trend of hyper-splatter comedy. From Audition to The Happiness of the Kategories, you will see the tone and atmosphere drastically shift in terms of the presentation of horror. And Yamaguchi's Battlefield Baseball series fits perfectly into this. And this is why the series is so interesting, as it mixes an American sport into a highly Japanese genre. You see, extreme art is deeply rooted in Japanese history. It has roots in the movement of Uroguro art, which is an art movement literally about presenting absurd, erotic, gory art, which feels like a reaction to a conservative censored culture like Japan. So basically you could say Battlefield Baseball is a Uroguro baseball film, which makes a collage of cultural traditions, and that's pretty cool. My point here is to offer a building point to Willems' video, as I feel the Japanese depiction of the sport is an interesting point to add to the dialogue he presented. I'm not critiquing him for not including Japan, because his video was already majorly in depth and covered what he intended to cover. I just want to highlight that baseball has travelled to Japan, and as a result there is a plethora of text to discover over there about the sport. Not all of them are as crazy as Battlefield Baseball, but inevitably they portray a different cultural interpretation of the sport, which is good when so much of our analysis of film is often Western centric. So if you enjoyed Patrick's most recent video, and you got the bug to check out some baseball movies, or revisit ones you already had seen, maybe mix it up and explore some of the great text Japan has to offer. Or if you have seen some of them, then let me know the ones you would recommend to fans of the sport and genre down below. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please like, comment and subscribe, and do all those amazing things you always do. I really appreciate it, and it really helps out the channel. Anyway, see you guys next time.